everybody, my name is Alan. On behalf of the crew, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. We're shooting this show live September 14th, 2001. Probably most of you in different countries and different cities across the United States are going to see this in the months to come, maybe even as late as 2002. Who knows? I mean, if you're watching it on the internet, it could be any time. It's time to know the love. So we have an extraordinary show tonight. We have an old friend of Bridging Heaven and Earth he's not like 1,000 years old, but he's just been a real supporter of the show, and his life is dedicated. Carlos Reynosa's life is dedicated to sharing that love, to feeling that love and sharing that love in the deepest way possible. And he just travels the earth doing that. He's a Renaissance man, he's an inspirational artist and a musician. He produces self-esteem videos. He has 3 incredible albums out: Wise Man, Sunrise, and Carlos Reynosa. He's been nominated for a Native American Grammy Award. He's going to be playing at those awards. But more important about Carlos is his support for that love. Is his support for where he sees that love manifesting, and that's why he's on tonight's show. He came up this morning for the sound check. He drove all the way back 2 hours. He drove up 2 hours, drove back 2 hours, and came back tonight, and is driving back tonight to share his love with us, because he knows what this show is about. Welcome, we're on the set with Carlos. Carlos, so we've seen a lot of you. We've seen your photos, we've seen your videos, and we've heard you sing. So where do you get your inspiration? What moves you?
Ooh, I think just the art form itself, life itself. It's a continual movie.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fun, definitely.
And so it was a really exciting time for you when you got nominated for, I know how much energy and time and love you put into the Wise Man CD, and then to have people recognize it. And
the nice thing about it is that being independent, I don't even know who nominated me, so it's really special, because other big corporations have nominated their own people, and for it to be doing so well on native radio, and what can I say?
Yeah. Well, the songs,
yeah.
They feel like the truth. They feel like love.
Well, I tell you, where I live, I sleep and I roll out of bed and I record, and then I roll back into bed and I roll out of bed and I record.
Well, you did a lot of driving today, so you weren't rolling back and forth to the recording studio.
When I was recording, when I was recording it. I worked on it probably about 3.5 years at least.
Really?
Oh yeah, continue.
Yeah, I know, that takes a long time.
Yeah, it takes a long time.
Yeah, we were talking this morning about sound check and how to get all the levels right, and to get it really right, especially an independent thing like that.
Oh, definitely.
It takes really a lot
But
of
great
time.
musicians, I've had great support. People love to play on my albums. They like the music, and people are,
Yeah, it's joyous and beautiful.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. People like to express themselves. And
yeah, I was just, thinking actually at the opening, I didn't get to it. There's so much, it's interesting because in a way, there's so much to say. It's a talk show and there's so much music, but there's like the answer is in the silence. It's interesting how we, as humans, we use all the words and they're valuable and they have their time, but the real answer where the love lies is within inside us
when it comes out. It's true life,
Yeah, and then to let it out like that is really a great gift. And so, I know your music and everything you do encourages other people's creativity. Why don't you talk about that, how you've seen how it works like that?
Well, it just depends. It's on so many different levels, because when you say a certain word or you sing a certain word, it really puts it across when you're singing a melody. But the flute is something that can really encourage people, because, sometimes words get in the way, and sometimes pure emotion, pure sound is a better communication.
Yeah, because people put different interpretations on different words.
Exactly. It brings the God out in other people, on their connection with it. They see that I feel it, and it's easier for them to feel whatever it is that they're working on, whatever life brings upon them, Humanity being humane is something under great distress or great joy. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the best of people are the ones that have great tragedy and still can be humane.
we're going to see pretty soon how those kind of things and how, compassion works and love works, in the external plane when real tragedy hits and real horror and real anger and real fear.
All you can pray is remember that God's on everyone's side. They love all children. Everyone loves their children and their ancestors and their parents.
How do you think we got from the point of in every religion, the master came to spread love, and how do we get to the holy wars? How do we get to the...
Well, I think it comes back to words. People dwell on a certain phrase or this or that and forget that the true meaning is love and knowing that everybody else needs respect the same. Everybody loves their children the same. The same. And when somebody says God is only on my side, they couldn't be any more wrong. God is on everyone's side. He treats everyone the same, no matter where they come from. The basis of most and almost all religions, if you go down to the basis, is that love like you were speaking about. I really truly believe that.
It's interesting because when this whole thing happened, we were supposed to have, as on the website and on the flyers that we put all over, we had that Shelley was coming on. Shelley Flanders, the operating director, to talk about the foundation. Then we were thinking that maybe there was something more appropriate than to talk about what the new things were happening with the foundation. Then I thought I'd put on one of the songs from the CD, Leslie of Bridging Heaven and Earth, and then there's a song on there, Isn't There Enough God to Go Around? And it's amazing.
There's plenty.
You would think.
It's inside you, it's inside me, it's inside everyone the same.
Right.
Some people think that there's a middleman here or there, but that's when they run into trouble.
So how would you recommend that people make that direct connection or make that realization, that understanding of that God is love?
Respect their own life. If they respect their own life, it's easier to respect others.
And why don't people, and how can they more?
Well, I think they have to realize that it's not from the outside, it's from the inside out. Once you feel it inside, it's so easy. It really truly is. And whether it be being silent like you do, or playing music, or doing something that you love for someone else, it can truly, truly make you connected to who? To the Creator, the greater force that's all around us. Creation is a wonderful thing. Love is a wonderful thing. There's no greater gift in life. And how can we take it so easily?
And then
anyone.
And then when we experience that, we realize we're all brothers and sisters. And we're brothers and sisters with the dolphins and the whales and the four-leggeds. And
exactly.
we use different words for it in different cultures, but it's all the same.
It's
that oneness.
Truly tragic when our media or any media puts a devil's face on anyone. We need to see the humanity in everyone. Everyone has the same humanity. They love. They create life. They die, they pass. They love, they bleed. Nobody's a devil just because they fly one flag or another. This earth is a beautiful entity of love and life. When you go apart from it, there's no difference between countries.
Right.
People can worship cloth all they want. They can be proud of where they come from, but at the same time, others can be just as proud and love that life and love that love and feel just as strongly about the future for the children. We need a good future. There's a poem, I can't remember the poem very well, but something of, if your tribe had fire, would you hold it against us? Or would you give it to us as well and let us have warmth? Would you just let us be in the cold? Or would you share that fire so we all could be warm?
Yeah, it's like at the opening, there's plenty of food, there's plenty of water, and people are starving. People are in a drought. Now we can get guns and weapons all over the world, but we can't seem to get water because we don't realize that by not feeding that person, it's like not feeding ourselves.
There's no doubt that we've made great strides in technological things or this or that or this, but humanity in many ways, our governments or whatever, really need to sit down and go, well, how come we haven't stretched out in our spiritual way? How come we haven't become more humane towards the animals, towards the earth, towards our children in the future, the seventh generation? Now they're like, oh, just who cares about the caribou? We need this, we need that. I know that this country has done great things. Within a few years, they could build tanks and planes and this and that. I know within a couple of years, we could have the free sun supplying all of us, the whole world, with energy. It's free. And I'm sorry if you can't put a meter on it, but it's over. The industrial age is over. No more tycoons.
Yeah, we've got to have a new paradigm. A paradigm where that connection is recognized and experienced.
We all can share it.
We're going to finish. We're going to finish it off here. Unless that realization is made soon, that it's just going to be a time when there's going to be tremendous strife and there's going to be a lot of suffering families. And there really, in a way, is no need for it anymore, because enough people know, as you do, and you go around, and more people are responding to that connection that you're sharing with people.
You can't keep eating up green earth. How can you keep doing that? How can we keep disrespecting the plants, the animals?
The ocean, the dolphin, you name it.
How many species do we have to lose?
Right.
What do we choose to live with? Which human beings do we choose to live with? Everyone deserves the same respect and the same right. We should share fire with everyone. We should share sun with everyone, water. And
there's just a fear that we won't have enough because we're not experiencing ourselves as the infinite love that we are.